Welcome to ATB TV. I'm Darren Dance here with Peter Morganti. Post Easter, I hope you all had a great break over the Easter 4 days. We certainly enjoyed feeding the horses every day while all the staff were resting, Peter. Mind you weren't resting, you went for a drive to stall.
Little drive to stall.
And spent the day at running in the stall gift and then going to the stall races. Did I get that right?
Yeah, I got through the hoots alright, but I was hamstrung for the final. It was a warm day actually at stall. It was
beautiful weekend Easter was.
Good to see people on track, even though it's still all restricted a little.
Yeah, my view is it's probably a little bit over restricted at the moment.
Over the top.
Given that 75,000 can go to the AFL, I'm still not sure why we're sort of really limited in what we do at the racing. And consequently the crowds are down because the people can't go to the mounting yard and they can't move freely around the course. So I don't know how much longer this is going to go on for, but today's news is that this vaccine rollout looks in doubt, and it's going to be a lot slower than we first thought. So I just hope that this can all get sorted out before the spring.
Yeah, it's amazing we're talking spring, but you know, it still could stretch for another 6 months. I went to the footy last week.
Who'd you go and see?
Carlton Collingwood.
How'd you go?
No, I cried all the way home.
Did you get beat?
Anyway,
I thought Collingwood lost last week.
My reference is about the social distancing, not the score.
Oh.
Well, crammed in, there was 50,000, and there's 2 Collingwood supporters in the area who wanted to fight us all. Yeah, I went to stall and there were signs everywhere, 1.5 metres apart, and the jockeys and trainers were all 3 metres apart. And I'm thinking, we're living in the same state. I think they need to just move a bit quicker for the owners. I mean, the owners have copped 14 months now of basically not being able to see their horse.
Yeah. Or
if they have, it's under restricted circumstances. Surely we can move on a bit quicker.
Yeah, I think so, but no, they've been very quiet in the whole show. So,
yeah.
Where was that game of footy, Pete? What ground was that at?
The G.
The G. I didn't think you could take pets into the ground there.
I took me 3 kids.
Yeah, I know. There was a couple of Collingwood supporters there.
I took 5.
Couple of ferals.
Oh yeah, they were. I mean, they had every right. They were winning, but they were letting us know.
How'd they go against Brisbane the other night?
No, that was good. That was the best result. Now, I know there's some
a goal after
staunch Collingwood supporters watching this. The Guthrie family. How you going? Yeah. After the siren, and they led all night.
And heartbreaking.
And the kid
heart-wrenching. I think I sent a text to Robbie Griffiths because he's mad Collingwood as you'd expect, and I said, "Oh, excuse me, Robbie, sorry to text you so late. Could you just let me know who won the footy, Richmond or the Lions or Collingwood?" And he got back this angry face with smart ass on it. So I texted him back and I said, "I'm assuming the Lions won then."
And to add some salt to the wound, the kid that kicked it from Brisbane was missing half his teeth, and you would have thought he was an ex-Collingwood player or supporter.
Changed his jumper, did he?
No, it was a good result. But anyway.
All right, let's get back. We've got a heap of runners to go through.
Yeah, well,
I think we go all the way back to last Wednesday at Sandown.
We'll try and roll through
when Kamani gave us 4 winners and only 1 got home.
Yeah, 1 home and a second and a fourth. He dismissed 1. So me being the smart punter took them all for a place and missed with 1.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, Steinem was the one we'll talk about for us.
Let's start with Steinem.
I got $1.80 the place. I think she started at $1.90 the win.
I know.
How good was that?
She was smashed and she won like a very, very good horse. Yeah, very exciting filly. Steinem, that's a Frankel out of Tynoon that we bred, and Ma bought it up at Easter, and some of the breeders were smart enough to stay in. So we're going to have 2 starts, 2 wins now, and she's off to Adelaide for a stakes race. She wins that, she goes into the South Australian Oaks, and who knows where she might end up. But her sectionals were outstanding. The race was run very slowly, and she just, in 10 strides, picked them up and put them down, and won by 3 or 4 hard out.
I mean, and everything, all the commentary senses, the sectionals and this and that, just by eye, you watch enough races and you can tell when a horse has got above average.
You never see him do that.
Oh, look, if she'd ran
you might
on,
see him do it in the country, but not during the city.
If you had a horse, if that was, you go on there and you run 4th or 5th off that speed, you would say, well, she's done well under the circumstances. She's picked them up and won by 4, 3, and eased down,
Yeah, well, she's one of our most exciting fillies we've got, and we do actually have a couple of them at the moment, which we're a little bit excited about. So she's one of them, but she looks really good. So looking forward to seeing her next Saturday in Adelaide.
And we'll be able to talk about the other one next week as well. Unassailable there the same day. Now look, credit to Pat, he's been trying to find a mile race for her in town, which has been the box we're trying to tick, but it was a journey too far. She actually travelled into the race at the 200, but then she ended up running ninth. She got tired late and back to the country with her.
She can't run 1600, that's what we found out. It was made look worse probably because the meeting was moved onto the hillside track. Had it been lakeside, she might have run midfield, but on hillside, that last 200 metres up that big hill really finds them out if they suspect at the mile. So, you know, look, there's a 1400 midweek in town there for her at some point, where she'll be competitive because we're after that city placing or city win. But at the moment, we need to lick our wounds, back to the bush, get a win, pay for another 3 months training fees, and then reload.
Hopefully that wins Sunday. We'll talk about that later. Thursday we had Serious Deal kick off. Now we did speak to Matt and he was pretty bullish about his chances. Now I think he ran to his best. He ran fourth. He was only beaten a length and a bit. Probably just, and I reckon if you go back now, he's not a first up horse. He's so much better after it. He runs well, but he improves on it. He just was a little bit fresh, I suppose. On
he overdid a little bit. But, gee, I thought his run was great.
Oh, it was terrific.
They only got him in the last 50, didn't they? And they looked like they were going to run right away from him, but he stuck on. So I think he's come back probably as good as we've seen him, and you know, there's a few wins in store for him, and who knows, once we get a little bit of rain around and he gets out to his right distance. But I thought it was better than a pass mark for a kickoff.
Absolutely, no, he'll have a good prep, and you know, just hopefully we've been winning the one race. I think there's a couple of wins there for him.
Well, the good thing is this prep, he's mature and he's sounder than he's ever been, so he's in for a good prep.
Last Saturday probably wasn't the day we were hoping for, although, you know, in saying that, there was a nice run. We'll go to Sydney first, and the nice run was Southern France, again against the beat of the race. You needed to be in the front half of the race. The Cox Plate winner, as much as I said we could beat it home, it was too good. So Dragon O, but probably got the favours in the run while we're back in the last 2 or 3. But I watched the race after the race, and the race in the race was us and
Melody Bell,
and we beat it home.
Yeah, no, it beat us.
Did it?
By Bob, yeah.
Oh,
look,
I thought the wrong Bob.
I thought you're right in what you say. The track was a bit of a mess. You had to be on speed all day. Obviously, we were back with Melody Bell, and we had our own little war and had our own little race. And I was glad that horse was there for him to race because it showed he had a bit of fight, and he wanted to hit the line, and he tried, and he wanted to beat Melody Bell. She just got him on the line. Made no difference because both horses won 15 grand. But it was a nice trial for the Sydney Cup, I felt. And there's a little bit of rain forecast. They switched now to Randwick this weekend and Cup weekend. So we get a little bit of rain. 3200 is going to suit. Probably the horse that ran second, the Dundee horse, is probably going to be the favourite. But yeah, look, it's a strange race to Tancred. It's weight for 8. Doesn't really suit us. But no, it was a very, very good trial for the Sydney Cup, and he's going to go in there, you know, and he's going to have his chance. I don't know what his odds are.
I think he's 26 bucks.
Still, I think that's over.
Oh, I agree.
For the place, if he's $7 the place, I'd be having something on him.
And there's only one race he's been set for.
That's right.
I mean, you hope you go to these races that you can get towards the top end of the prize money, but I think both races hasn't suited him, but he's ran more than well.
Yeah, no, he's going as good as he's gone.
Yep. Obviously a big day tomorrow in Sydney with the, I don't know, what do you call it? Do you call it the TJ Smith Day? The Doncaster Day? There's 4 Group 1s.
It's a great day of racing in Sydney. So
we've got the big sprint and, you know, the good 2-year-old races.
See all the good horses in Sydney tomorrow.
Milers, and it's a heavy 8. We just want that to stay. Even if it gets back to a 6 the following week, we'll be happy. Never Again at Caulfield. When we say never again, look, I thought he ran well considering.
He got home all right. Just got too far back. Just got too far back, left with too much to do. But charging sort of up the inside there. Yeah, I don't know what the story with that horse is. 1 minute he's in the paddock and going over logs, and the next minute he's back in work. I don't even know what he's going to do with him now. But look, he's competitive without winning. You know, and he's only was beaten 3 lengths, or 3 1/4. So
it was a Group 3. It was a handy race. Yeah,
it was a strong race. So look, he's gonna win one of them at some point. I just don't know when.
I agree. I don't know if Clinton knows when either. or where next? Obviously Capriccio,
Yeah.
same day. How dramatic for the owners. You go there. She was we're all hopeful. She was well backed too.
Heavily backed.
She was probably mapping to get a nice run into the race, and what happened? Scratch at the gates.
Yeah,
A little bit of skin off, I think.
yeah. So once you get bark off, you're straight out.
Yep.
Unfortunately, a horse a few down kicked the back gate, and she thought the gates had opened and lurched, and then the gates were, so she went straight up and took a bit of bark off, and then I don't know if she kicked the horse next to her or the horse next to her kicked her, but anyway, she was scratched. Back to the trials. We did that yesterday or Wednesday.
Yeah, trial well.
She trialled super. But unfortunately, we needed to win that race at Caulfield so we could go to the Sangster. So I don't know what his plans are now.
He's got his eye on Caulfield next week.
So she probably goes to Caulfield next Saturday, and then I don't know what happens after that. Might end up in the Wongoom, who knows?
Some good horses going to the Sangster. So I mean, from a
good
negative,
horse.
it might be. The Caulfield might fit in well. I don't know, but she is a good
I wouldn't be
horse.
scared to take anyone on with her, but
I watched that trial and just thought how well she did that trial. I mean, that was the form she was taking to the races the week before.
yeah,
but
she's flying. So
Yeah.
she's a good filly. It's just unfortunate.
Yep.
But she'll probably go around a barrier blanket now just to take 5 or 10% of the
Yeah.
nervous energy off, because she's had a bad experience.
Yeah.
And unfortunately she'll remember that. She had the barrier blanket on Wednesday and she was still a little fractious, so she's probably a barrier blanket horse now for a while, but that's the best thing to do.
Lisa said once she realised she was okay in there with the gate, she was fine, but she was hesitant for a start. So
She had a bad day.
yeah, and thankfully the stewards understand that.
I wouldn't have wanted to be in the truck or car with Daniel going home.
He said, well,
Hey?
it was a bit wild.
Lucky they had those cages up along the side of the west gate.
He was up at the sales.
He wasn't happy.
He was up at the sales when that trial was on. So
Better that he wasn't there.
yeah. We also went to Warragambeel, where if ever a race was gone from any chance of anything, it was gone after about 10 metres when Intense just rolled out of the gates on I was going to say goat track. I won't say goat track.
It's a lovely track.
It's a lovely, a tight track. It was not goat. He just couldn't get into the race. Big striding horse on a bloody, well, it's tighter than Mooney Valley, Warragambeel.
Yeah, well, he's 17 hands and it just didn't work out at all. It was horrible to watch.
It was hardly a track gallop.
Probably changed legs 8 times and was trying to get around the corner. It was like he needed to be bent in half. But
you can see the horse try.
Look, you could see that he once he got going, he could gallop, but it was just probably a bad idea.
We'll talk about him shortly because he's going to Hamilton.
Bad idea, Pat.
Don't even know if he got any fitness into him. Sunday, as you said, I went to Stall, Dandy Classic. Race, first 300, I thought beauty in behind the leader, which Paul wanted her to be, and then something took off mid-race, which I think was the winner. Then we'll 3 back the fence. Tatum was jostling to get off the fence when you lose 200 metres. If you're 6 links off him at Stall at the home turn, you might as well go straight to the
Forget about it.
Yeah.
Forget about Stall. It's a hard track to win at.
And it was hard too.
The firm. You've got to be in the first 2 on the bend, or it's very hard to win unless you're just better than them. But once again, it was probably an ugly watch where she ended up. But I thought the last 50 metres she really attacked the line.
Yeah.
To me, she looks like she needs 2,000 metres. She'll get that next start, and if she gets on the right sort of surface, she'll smash them.
Yeah. Agree. Same day, 64th Street had her first run for us at Penola. Loomed as the winner at the top of the straight, and look, the winner was too good, but she battled on okay for 3rd, I think it was.
Yeah, so she's a full to Elite Street, so she's a full sister Group 1 winner. Our job here is to win a maiden and send her off to stud. She's run 3rd first up and ran okay. It's Penola, it's in the bush, it's a maiden, but that's where you got to start. And she had a really big blow afterwards. I think that surprised Pat how much she did blow. He thought he had a fitter than that, so that'll bring her on, and I'd say within the next 2 starts she'll be winning that maiden. Hopefully she could win it next start, and we could sneak her down to Warrnambool for the carnival just for fun.
The next start could be Narracourt next Wednesday, Pat said. So
well, he's a man on a mission. He likes driving.
He must have a border pass. He goes across there a bit.
Yeah.
But anyway, it's about placing the horses.
Yep, just trying to get that win for the pedigree.
And also, same day, Mornington, Rotorua. You suggested that Logan might have put some obstacles in front of that horse.
He did go over the
run.
jumps.
Yeah.
He did put him over the jumps to smarten him up. He reckons he's been having a lend of him. So they did school him. and that was the best run he's had since he won that day at Swan Hill, first up, probably 2
to
years ago. And flew home and ran $6. Brave man to be backing that horse, I would have thought. No, he got home for third, and Logan was really dirty because he said if he had went straight, he would have won.
Yeah.
But yeah, he might just worked out now that he's got to school him and smarten him up a bit.
Keep his mind on the job.
So, you know, he's a horse that's got ability, but he's just looking after himself. Whether there's something there worrying them and that's why they look after themselves, or they just don't want to do it. I mean, we talk about horses not trying or being non-genuine, but more often than not there's a deep-seated issue that stops them, and you just can't ask them what it is. So if you can't find it and no one knows, then you've got to try and trick them into it. So look, he's not going to be with us long, that horse, but I think Logan's got to the point now where he wants to win a race just to beat the horse. You know?
That's the old trainers. You're not going to beat me, I'll beat you.
Yeah, so anyway, it was good to see him run third. Anyway, pick up a little bit of money, something out of the wreck.
Same sort of tricks we're using on another horse down at Warrnambool.
That's
Hopefully
right.
that works. So, Monday, which was Easter Monday, we had Madam Mischief run at Sandown out to 1300. Just come up against a Saturday class horse, unfortunately, but she wasn't far away from the rest. And as you said, it was a testing track for a horse going out to 1300 for the first time, but she battled on well.
Yeah, she would have been another horse, would have benefited more from Lakeside than Hillside, but 1300 is a little bit suspect around that. That's probably more like 1500. The winner is probably a group horse, you know, 1 by 7, $1.40 or something.
You would have thought it just sort of 400 had just joined into the race.
Yeah.
Right?
No, it just smashed them. But look, you take it out, and we weren't far away from second.
A length off second, right?
And I think just that testing track told in the end. So look, she's racing well. He's done a super job with her. She gets the right conditions in town, she's going to win one of those. And it probably didn't help that the jockey was 1.5 kilos over either and couldn't take the full claim, so that probably cost us a length.
Got a 7-day holiday for excessive whip.
Yes, well, she should have got more, in my mind. But anyway, look, the horse is going well, and she's going to win one of those. You know, he'll probably reload now and wait for the right race. And it's just a shame we haven't got the Valley going on at the moment, because that'd be the perfect track
her
for
go,
her.
yeah.
Anyway.
But just seen a video this morning. All Pat's horses are just coming through these races beautifully, because they go back to a paddock environment and they just do so well.
Yeah, no, you can get a few starts out of them.
Yep. Also, we had Collectible first up at Kilmore yesterday. Now, she's obviously, there's a little short-term plan with her before she is off to the broodmare sales. She was first up at Kilmore over 1200 and she was solid to the line. She's better than a 58 grade, but first up over that trip, I think she carried 62 kilos too, so it was a good effort. No,
it was a good effort. So she's in the mare sale in May at the Gold Coast, or it might even, late May, so we'll get 3 more runs out of her. Our goal there is to try and win a city race with her, a restricted city race, to add to a CV of a Group 1/4 or whatever it was as a 3-year-old. So we've just got to get her fit and get her into the right race, and then ship her up to the coast, and she'll be sold in the broodmare sale, and that'll bring that chapter to an end. But look, probably overall, from what she showed early doors, she's probably been disappointing. But gee, you know, when you get these staying tight mares and they sort of those get back run-ons, geez, it's hard, because a lot of races are not run to suit.
Absolutely.
You know, there's no speed, and they sit and sprint, and you're out the back, and you can't chase, and you can't pick up 10 lengths. So it's very difficult with these get back run on type staying horses if they're just average. You know, if they bring it, they can do anything. But if they're just a bit above average, it's very hard to win your city races with them.
You're controlled by the race.
And that's just life. So we, as yearlings, we can't tell what their racing pattern is. But anyway, look, she ran good first up.
She really travelled well. I love that.
I know she's going better than she's gone, because she did her whole break was all down on the beach. So she actually hasn't been standing around a paddock. She's been in the sand and in the water for the first time in her career, and I think it has improved her.
She chilled her mind out as well, but she travelled, because 1200 at Kilmore is a bit like a 1300
it's testing.
uphill.
No, she dived through good late. I just hope Michael Walker sticks with her.
It's just.
And I never thought I'd ever say that.
Well, the continuity with one jockey, I think, just with her. I think a lot of her success in her career was when Dean Yendall actually had 2 or 3 rides on her. He got to know her. You know, just and then I suppose it goes the other way too. The horse with the jockey, and certain jockeys suit certain horses. So, so that's it, Darren. So we had no win. Oh, apart from Steinem, we've had a mixture, but there's a lot of sort of okays.
There's a few winners there.
Yeah.
No, we're going okay there.
Righto, pushing forward, South Pacific tomorrow. I think we can confidently say now en route to the Warrnambool Cup. That's a bit of a change in, well, not a change in plans. I think they've worked out where the horse will be best suited. Tomorrow's a 2,400 metre handicap. Second up from the 2,000 at the Valley where he was good. Kid claims, I think they've worked out that they're going to be one of very few claimers. So this is when the acceptances have done to get a little advantage. They were looking the advantage off their horse, so I think they've got a line on those two. And they've signed a top 3 chance. Now, you probably want to be if you go on the Warrnambool Cup.
Yeah, I don't know what to think really.
Drawn wide, we've drawn 11, which is a little awkward.
Yeah, so I don't know where he's going to be in the run. I don't know the jockey, Cartwright.
A little bit of weather helps.
Yeah, don't know if there's
Corford
enough
dry.
rain. But anyway, look, I'm not super convinced that he can run top 3 in that field. I think he's $8 or $9.
Waller's got about 5 in it.
Yeah, I'm just not sure where.
$9,
I just don't know where he gets to in the run from 11. If he goes back, he's no hope. If he goes forward and gets caught 4 wide, he's no hope. So he's going to need a miracle. He's going to need a what's his name? Morera ride on Heartbreak City. He's going to need to jump and just say that's where I want to be and go there. But if he's hesitant, he goes back, or he goes forward, caught wide, goes back. Turn the TV off, I will be anyway.
Let's hope we get surprised.
I'd rather just wait for Warrnambool.
Righto. Hamilton, Sunday.
Big day. 4 runners, Pete.
4 runners. Races 3, 4. If you're going to have 4 runners, races 3, 4, 5, 6, perfect.
So that's perfect. You can have a sleep until 10.
There's 2
hop in the car, just drive along, get there, have a pie, and then watch the 4 runners, go to the bar, have 4 stubbies and drive home.
There's 2 jumps races.
Perfect day for you.
Yeah, spot
no
on.
kids, no wife.
No. And hopefully a winner.
No,
no, they're away.
They're away, they've run away.
Yeah, so I don't know what order they're in, but it's something like this. Intense, we spoke about.
So,
mile, big track.
Is it? Is Hamilton a big track?
It's a big track, but it's a downhill run.
It's up and down.
Yeah. It suits a strong horse.
Yes.
If you can handle the downhill, not so much the uphill.
Yeah. So they go up the back, across the top, and then they sort of come down and around into the straight, and then they run up.
And then the straight's uphill. So
you can run on. Sometimes the fence is no good there.
Yeah.
You can get run over. So
it's a slow 5 now.
I don't know what. Yeah. Well, that's good. So Intense will appreciate a bit of given the track. If he handles the track, he can win that because it's a high weight
maiden and
average race.
It's hard to find enough highweight maidens to put into the one field. It's an average lot.
Yeah.
And if you go back to that 5th at Terang, that was a better maiden.
I was just going to have a look to see. Are the prices out?
They're not, but I reckon he'd be
$10 chance?
Nah, 5 or 6, I reckon.
Who's riding him?
Will Gordon.
Who?
Will Gordon.
Where do you find him?
I think he's Eric Musgrove's jumps boy, or one of the 2.
Oh, it's a heavyweight.
Well, there's 4
races. He won't feel the weight because he's 17 hands.
There's four races basically restricted to jumps riders, so.
Right. All right, so what do you think? Is a chance?
Top 3 chance, yeah, and it wouldn't surprise me if he won.
Sunday.
Only going based on the other 4.
No Hamilton market.
Anyway, it's a lot better track for him than Warrnambool, put it that way.
Yes, he's got some hope there.
And that Terang run with that mystery shot who's gone on and won, I think, again since and beaten narrowly. He was 5 lengths away from there. He'd win that by 10.
Right,
that horse. Periscope, first up, mile. On a track where he won. He's made.
What's Paul think?
He hasn't got him anymore.
Oh, who's got him? Pat. Shows what I know. What's Paul think?
Paul.
Pat.
Yeah. He can run a cheeky race because he did first up last time for Pat up at.
How far's this? Mile.
Remember when we took him up to a Chuka and I think Walker or something, or your mate Walker rode him, I can't remember.
Yeah, I think he might have.
And he ran okay, he just ran into a traffic jam. But look,
Pat said he's working well.
Yeah, and you know.
How fit is he?
I don't know. I haven't done that intel yet because I was surprised he was going to be running. But
yeah, I thought he'd be a bit longer off too. Anyway,
he's probably thinking it's no good sending Periscope to 1,000-metre trials. Let's get him to the races.
Yeah, well, he would have done plenty of work in the deep sand up there.
And yes, and I'll have captions for the owners after the post race with Tommy Ryan.
Oh yes, because we won't understand one word that he says.
Very, very deep Irish accent.
Yep.
You reckon Johnny Allen's bad? So anyway, well, Tommy's flying too. He won all the jumps races over just
He did.
So
No, all right. Well,
yeah,
let's
so
see.
just good to get Periscope back.
So
And
is this a high weight as well?
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
on a big horse. That'll be interesting.
perfect, at least. I mean, they're all weights and
No.
relative. Yeah.
He's only kicking off. We don't have any high expectations.
Well, the
do
thing
we?
is,
Midfield?
We've got all. Yeah. Oh, I think he can weigh in top 5.
All right, there you go.
And
It's only 5 in it.
he's got all that spring. I was going to say all that winter to go through, all the stone
Yep.
races.
Perfect.
Perfect timing for him. Now the two horses that I reckon have got
Main
really
chance.
good chances, the main chances, are Sunburn,
Sunburnt, Matthew Williams.
opposed to a benchmark 58. This is a 0 to 58, where she is a 58 rider
In a 58 race.
and a mare, so she doesn't get the 60. She gets the 58, less Jacob Opperman's
Who?
claim. Jacob Opperman.
Where did he find this bloke?
Tongue tie. He's
Jacob
been riding really well over in
Is
Adelaide.
his father a trainer or something?
Yeah, Jamie. Yeah. So we get in with 55 and a half, minimum 54, and we're actually top rated horse in the race.
Has he ever won a race?
Sunburn.
No,
the
the
Jacob.
jockey.
Yeah, he rode a city treble at Adelaide going back.
That shows how much
Struggled to win a lot of races in Victoria, but he hasn't had a lot of goes.
Well, I think Jess Eden rides all the winners in Adelaide, don't she?
Yeah, her and
Everyone would have been glad to see the back of Jamie Carr when she left, and then Jess Eden turns up and starts dominating.
Well, you got there's Jess and there's 2 or 3 other
Yeah.
female riders that dominating. And
Yeah.
anyway,
Right.
young Jacob can ride, and I think he'll make the grade. And
So top rated horse in the race
yeah, we
should be winning. Can't win an Ellen, we're in trouble.
third up over 1200. Yeah, that's the assessment I would think.
And a bit of cut in the ground wouldn't hurt.
Yep, she'll start favourite.
Star favourite, so she'll be $2.40.
I reckon she'll start favourite back.
Well, once Beatrice puts his money on.
Well, we ran 4th in Madam Mistress race. Silk Stream won it. That's strong form, right?
Okay.
The other horse is Unassailable, who we mentioned earlier. Back to 1400. Again,
We're going for the kill, mate.
The horse that beat us at Edenhope that day by nose is the top weight. It looks illogical to an Ellen. It doesn't always work out that way, but she's into the race up to it then. Again, Jacob Opperman.
Oh, I will know a lot about Jacob Ockerman after this weekend, but
Hope he can speak. He's going to get interviewed.
well, let's hope he does by racing.com.
Yeah, well,
if
that's
they're there,
me,
I'm
John.
not sure.
Yeah.
Well, we said we're taking her back to the bush for a kill. If we were right and she didn't run out a strong 16 and we think she can win in 10 over 14, she should be smashing them here.
Well,
Barrier 4.
I haven't read the full email, but the title was Barrier 4, whoopee, here comes Hamilton from Pat. So I think he's excited that we've got a good game.
No, well, she'll start $1.80.
And again, she comes into basically a kilo over the minimum. So,
Okay.
Yep.
Well, she'd be our best chance there.
Yeah, there's
Her and
nine ball.
Sunburn.
Yeah, they're the 2.
You're going to take them all the place?
No, I'm over that. I'd rather just watch them all run 4th.
He's done his day, this boy. He's done his day.
Oh.
He's wounded.
I got $1.80 in place about Steiner that paid $1.90.
Yeah,
Then
that hurt.
well, the one before it won for Maddie. I was like, I've only got to get 2 more, and they're both favourite. Well, I don't knock jockeys very often, but the kid got lost on the 3rd one. And
Who was the kid?
Oh, no, I can't remember. The jockey, I don't know if it was a kid. And then, of course, come to the last one, it was a body to run a place and did. Anyway,
Don't you have a parlay bet where you get 3 out of 4?
you can, but those just what I'm
Greedy.
Just greedy.
Greedy.
I would have got the parlay 3 out of 4.
Yeah.
It was about $8.
Yeah.
$8 for 4.
1,000 on that, that's all right.
Oh, $1,000. Anyway,
All right, well, it's going to be an
is that all?
interesting, yeah, just those 4 runners and
oh,
Hamilton.
and yeah,
We've got nothing else.
as I mentioned, 64th Street,
Oh, yeah, where are we going?
Narracourt Wednesday.
Next Wednesday.
And Madam Mischief was nominated for a race there. Now, if she went there,
Where is Narracourt?
just over the border,
Is it?
somewhere between here and Adelaide.
Okay. Never
If
been
Madam
there.
Mischief went to Narracourt, I don't care what kind of race, she'd lead them a merry dance.
Would
So
she?
it might be worth going over there to pick up 10. Hey?
How many hours would that be? 4 hours?
For Pat, probably. Maybe a
Gee,
bit
they
more.
must love driving those trainers.
I don't know if Pat always goes.
He always goes.
Does he?
I reckon.
All righto.
All right, so we'll just
and then
keep an eye on-
And after that, the
Then
following
we
weekend,
got the big weekend.
huge,
The 4
huge.
good horses.
We could have
5
Yeah.
good horses.
And then the day after the Saturday is the Terrain Cup Day.
Now, what are we doing Trang Cup Day? We might have a few runners.
Yeah.
Let's just maybe spend a couple of minutes talking about Trang Cup.
Yep. Naval Warfare.
Sunday, is it Sunday the 18th?
Yes.
So we'll have the big team down there, the president, Wayne Joe, pretty much owns Western Victoria with Cole McKenna. They're the two big guns down there, aren't they?
Yeah, they might be jetting around together. Is that
Probably
the word?
I think the word is that they might be going to Sydney, but
jetting
they've got to
around.
be back. They've got to be back for the Trang Cup. Now we're likely to have, we've got two confirmed runners at this point, which
Yep.
is Naval Warfare in the Trang Cup as a lead up to the Warrnambool Cup. So a bit of rain would help. And Paul's confirmed that Dandy Classic will be going there.
1850 metre.
Perfect, big track.
That's like 2000 at Terang, isn't it?
She gets a chance there as long as it's not on pace bias.
Yep.
And there's a slight chance Raise the Colours might end up there, but more than likely it'll go to Adelaide.
And one I didn't confirm with Matt Kamani, with Serious Deal.
Serious Deal, there is a race.
Whether he wants to go out to a bit further than a mile, but there's a race that does suit.
Right, well you can talk to
Yeah.
him. Now, we are going to negotiate with the track and the club to see whether we can get a special deal for ATB owners on course.
Yep.
There is a marquee, I think it's $100 and it's food and all you drink.
Yeah.
But as I said to the boys down there, that's fine, but if husband and wife want to go, that's $200 and one has to drive.
Yeah.
I reckon they can do better.
We might get a deal done.
Maybe we can have a designated driver that gets in for $50.
We might be able to do a serious deal that helps everyone, maybe. Yeah,
So we will have a day there.
and confirm Lindsay Smith and Paul Prushka will be amongst us.
Yep, so they'll come into the marquee and shake your hand and you can have a chat, because I don't know how many owners have met Lindsay because of COVID.
Yeah.
So you get the opportunity to have a chat to Lindsay Smith, who I must admit is a little bit different than most trainers that we've
Certainly a
talked to.
bloke you can sit up at the bar with.
He loves a beer, he loves a chat, so if you're thinking about going to Trang, stay tuned.
Yep.
And obviously Paul Prushka, he's a gun trainer and a good all-round fella, so I'm sure the owners that come down and get to meet those two blokes will have a bit of fun.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think just in general, for all of us to be on course together.
Wouldn't be a bad idea if we all got together and had a drink.
Basically, all of Lindsay's horses and Paul's horses that are raced for us have raced during COVID.
Yes.
So we've never been on track to see them.
So Trang Cup.
Yep.
Sunday week. Stay tuned. Peter will have an email out once we confirm what's going on.
And that's not just confined to those owners either.
Anyone from ATB wants to get along to Trang.
Yep. I got no more, Darren. Just
Me
got to
either.
put this together.
Yep. No, I just
Send
thought
it out.
I thought the president of Trang might have called me
Hasn't got back?
but he hasn't. He's probably still walking the beach of the Gold Coast.
He could just about throw us
He could
20
give us a
tickets-
marquee, couldn't
20 tickets and pay for it himself.
he? You'd reckon.
Especially with the Sydney Cup winner coming up.
Huh.
No, that'll be the day after, won't it?
Yeah, he mightn't get back.
Yeah.
If they get beat, there'll be no fuel for the jet.
I'm sure he'll get back.
All right, guys, have a great week. Enjoy the weekend. I think it's the last weekend of school holidays. So
No, we've got next.
you got another week.
Another week.
Well, they get 3 weeks.
Not two. No,
Oh.
it's sort of Easter made it 2.5.
I thought it was another week.
No, I get noises still at home.
So your lot stay away.
No, they're home now. Home from tomorrow. I've been away.
That's why you're here.
Yeah. Anyway.
Well, until next week, I'm Darren Dance with Peter Morgani. Have a great weekend. If you've got a runner, hope it runs well. Good luck to those in South Pacific. I just hope, I'm kind of hoping for a miracle. I just want a fair run.
Yeah.
I don't want to be out the back running home. I don't want to be 5 wide going back. I just want him to have a chance to show what he can do, because his form in Europe was super.
Yeah.
If he could just recapture that form and smash him, we'd go to Warrnambool full of confidence.
Absolutely. Might have 2 runners in the cup.
Good luck, guys. All the best. Cheers.